Hey everybody, it's Penny Sticks, and we are back in Vampire Survivors. Today we're going to look at the Legacy of the Mount Moonspell DLC. I think I have that right, or Legacy of the Moonspell, something like that. Um, I'm making this quick live recording here with audio because the capture at the very beginning of this, it for some reason it didn't capture the first two items that we need to get, so I'm going to show you where those are. But before I do that, Legacy of the Moonspell is also an adventure. I just want to show you this here. Originally in my main account, I played this adventure all the way through first before I ever went into the stage that's in the main set of levels that you can play. If you play the adventure, you will eventually unlock everybody and you'll get access to all of the weapons that you're going to need to evolve. So you have the ability to do that. And the only thing you'll need to do is go into the level I'm going to show you in just a second here and open the coffin, which unlocks Miang, and grab the map, which again I'm going to show you where that is. So you know, if you feel like you want to give the adventure a go, that's up to you. Otherwise, everything, let's leave this adventure, everything is in one level, and it's real simple to do everything. I want to grab Queen Sigma here, and we're going to go into Mount Moonspell. So this is under room 160, 1665 for me. You know, all the extra levels that we have here. When I first bought this DLC in my main account, I thought Whiteout was the level I was looking at when I looked at this the first time. I was really dumb. I didn't realize there was a level here. This obviously was here, and this is the other DLC. I believe this one came out before Mount Moonspell, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this one first for two reasons. First of all, it's in this order, so it makes sense to me to play this first. Also, one of the first weapons you're going to unlock, Miang's weapon, is it's really a decent weapon, and it's a weapon that kind of gives you a lot more health recovery than most of the other weapons do, and it does it from the start. So I like that weapon, and I think if you can unlock that and use it as you are going through this as well, it just might make things easier for you. So anyway, let's jump in. I'm going to show you. I have a lot of things opened up here. We don't need any of this. We don't need any of it, actually. I'm going to take our cans, our canas off as well. So this is where you're going to start every time. This is what the map is going to look like once you unlock it. Now, again, because of the Castlevania DLCs, you can do a lot of other things. And once we grab, well, now that we're not grabbing Arcanas, you'll see later on in the video, I'm going to be able to show you each Arcana card and a couple other extra pieces of information that I don't think you could look at before in this menu. But so here is the map. Now if you look at the top right section, there's kind of a large piece of real estate. There's some buildings that we're going to go in. Where that money clover is, down below that, where the first wall section kind of has a big space in between the left and right wall, that's where the map is going to be located. I wish I could point to it. Unfortunately, I can't get up there to point to it. And then in the structure to the right of that, the larger structure, in the very middle of the smaller kind of broken up square there, in the middle of that is going to be a question mark once you get this map. So both of those items I missed capturing how to get to. I'm also going to show you this now. but it will be shown later. This weapon here, you can unlock it when you unlock a character that we will be working on later on. When you kill 6,000 of the Kappa enemies, which are kind of lizard creatures, like walking lizard creatures, you will get a character that has this as its weapon. You can also, at any point you play this level, buy this for 1,000 coins and start working on evolving that just to get that trophy out of the way. But we will do that like the third, I think it's the third run through of the level. So anyway, we got Queen Sigma. We don't have much to worry about. So obviously when you start this, you're not going to be able to look at the map like this. It's going to look like it normally does, just a brown square. But you will see, you might see the map itself and a question mark, and you'll see all these other items. You just won't have the detail of the background and the layout of the actual landscape. So we are going to go kind of down a little bit under that kind of diamond shape of trees, of snow-covered trees. And then we're going to head to that long path and up into that building. Queen Sigma was fantastic to use for this. Let's just grab weapons that you haven't unlocked yet because you don't know how to unlock it. Okay, so here we are at this path. Again, the green arrow is going to point you in the right direction. It's just if you go directly right from where you are, you're going to hit those trees, so it might be a little confusing. I wanted to show you the path. And up into here. Alright, so here you are in the main square of these two buildings. The map is going to be over here in this building. And it is going to be right here, right where I'm standing, right in between these two. It's a map, just like the other maps we've collected. And once you collect it, thank you for that, it will look like this. Now, a couple things I want to point out. There's a stone mask above us. I will be going for that soon after the video starts. But the first thing I'm going to head to is the red bladed sword there. So we're going to follow that path from where we are. We're going to go down and around, back where we started, and then up into that path, and then head to the rightmost path up the mountain, so to speak, to get to that sword. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to head over to this other building here. And right in here, the first time I played this, I was like, how do I get in here? Because it looked like the floor made it look like it was a wall. But you just walk right through. This is a wall, though. So you just walk around, find your way into the middle. I think you can even... Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's right here is where the coffin is. But this coffin, it was weird, like no enemies really seemed to spawn in. Any extra enemies when you got close to the coffin. So it was a lot easier to unlock Miang than most of the other coffins that we've done in the past. It's right here. I mean, I must have had to fight off some enemies. I think there was a couple, maybe a couple like sumo wrestler looking dudes with big tummies and stuff. Maybe that's what it was. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't capture it, but it is in this area. You unlock that, and you'll get Miang, and then we will continue. I'll show you the path. We'll just head over to where we started and up the path, so this can connect. Oh yeah, so Guys like this, I think there's just a bunch of guys like this that appear, or they're just around. I'm not sure if they. I really don't think anything spawned in specifically. Just grab that while we're at it. I don't want to make this too long here. All right, so now that we have the map, we can look at it. We can cut across here. And then through the trees. You do want to make it over to this area here, because I don't think there's really any other way to get up there. And then you just head this way to around where that magnet icon is flashing at the moment, and then up and around to the red sword, which I think it's called the Night Sword, N-I-G-H-T, Night, I believe so, something like that. Another thing, and I will be showing this. What's kind of interesting is this is how the Grimoire looks when you start. It tells you all of the passives that you need. You know, as you can see for the other DLC that we haven't played yet, it tells us what we need to combine, but it doesn't show us what the evolutions look like. So at least, you know, there's a little bit of mystery left over there. But I don't remember this looking like this before the Castlevania DLC, so interesting enough. All right, so there you go. There, we will put this right before the other videos that we captured. But I just want to go through real quick, because I don't do this at the beginning either. So here is your full list of what you need to unlock. You need to open the coffin. You need to get the map. It's one of the last unlock items in the list, which is kind of confusing because it's all the way at the bottom. But everything else kind of goes in this order. Once you find the map, you're going to unlock the coffin, and that's going to give you Miang. You're going to play Miang for 15 minutes, and that is going to give you her weapon. This is the weapon I was talking about, the Silver Wind. This is a great weapon, and I really like using it because it recovers health really nicely, and it works well with the garlic because they both use the Pomerella. Use the Silver Wind and evolve it, and you will get Menya. Play Menya, and this is her weapon. Play, get the 4 seasons evolved, and you'll unlock the next character, Sayoto. This is his weapon, Summon Knight. Evolve that, and you get Babiona. This is her weapon, the Mirage Robe, which is kind of like the Clock Lancet. It freezes enemies. And then once you evolve the Mirage Robe, you'll unlock this character. This is one of the kind of mini bosses that show up in the level. And it's McCoy Oni. Their weapon is a throwable weapon that does not evolve, but if you survive for 15 minutes with that character, you'll unlock it to use. It's not that great of a weapon. It's just like all the other throwable weapons that don't evolve. And then we'll look at those two in a second. And then I will be talking a lot during the video about defeating 6,000 Kappas to unlock Gabet Oni. This is the character that does have that weapon with the bubbles. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Boly Moly Holy or something like that. I don't know. Find the Night Sword. I just showed you where that is. And evolve it. Defeat Orochimaru in Mount Moonspell. You know what? I'm actually going to show you that as well. There's the Millie Bally Blue that I was just talking about. And then the map. And then once you have all of those done, then you're going to want to grab Menya, the third character that we unlock. Wait, I'm sorry. That's the second character, I believe. Yes, the second character you unlock. And also the third character, Sayoto, that you unlock. Both of those, you want to play them in the level. I believe it is only in the level, and I should have tested that. Um, defeat 100,000 enemies in a single run with Menya Moonspell. You know, if if for some reason you're struggling in Mount Moonspell to get either of these done and you want to try Inlaid Library, you are welcome to try it. I did not attempt that in any of my playthroughs, so I apologize for that. But, give it a try. With either of these, get 100,000 on both of those, and you will get the last two trophies that you're going to need. And so the last thing I'm going to show you, only because in the capture that I have here, the the boss at 25 minutes shows up and is killed so quickly you don't even get a chance to see it. So I'm just going to show it to you. This is Orochimaru, I believe is the name. It's like a three-headed, maybe it looks like it definitely has more than three heads. I don't know, 5, 6. Maybe they're multiplying. Not sure. Anyway, it's a dragon with a lot of heads, and here in this adventure, you just have to survive a minute, and then you'll open up the next stage. But if you play Mount Moonspell, the level, you will not see this guy until 25 minutes, and by 25 minutes you will likely, I didn't last a minute, oh well, you will likely take care of that guy pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to end this capture here and pick it up with the rest of the video. See you there. So we've seen how to get the map and the coffin that unlocks Miang Moonspell. So in that same kind of compound is the stone mask. You could grab it before heading over here, which is something I probably meant to say in the bit that preceded this part of the video, but unfortunately I wasn't very clear on that. The stone mask, I showed you where it was on the map, and then we went to that area and picked up, well, I showed you where the two items were that were picked up before the capture started that we're looking at now. And we're heading up to grab that red sword, and then we're going to head back in the other direction and get the stone mask. So if you want to save yourself the trip, grab the stone mask while you are in that area at the top right of the map, grabbing the Mount Moonspell map and taking care of Miang's coffin. We are going to grab the weapon in just a second, and you're going to see your first little mini boss. So these we've seen in the main game. It's funny enough, it is Martashio. I forgot the character's name. I think it's Martashio. This is what Martashio transforms into. So it is the Night Sword. See, I was right. I'm so good. This is the large kind of mini boss that Martashio transforms into. But here in Mount Moonspell, I don't remember coming across one of these that had this situation. The mini boss brings along a line of red ghosts that start at the bottom of the screen and kind of come up like that in a wave, 2, maybe 3 lines of them at times. So just be mindful of that. They're not too damaging. They don't take too much health from you. But the skeleton does have a move where it kind of swings its arms around and all sorts of stuff. So something that I also should point out, there are a couple useful passive items on this map. A lot of the weapons that you are going to need to evolve for this DLC, a lot of the passive items are here on this map. There is a candelabra door in that little mountain area where we were. There is a duplicator in the top left. There's a Pomerella in the bottom left. And the stone mask, of course, which we're heading to now, and we could have picked up earlier, is in the top right. Stone mask goes to the Knight Sword. The Pomerella goes to Miang's weapon. What was that called? Something Wind? Spirit Wind, I think. The Duplicator... No, let me do the Candelabrador. Candelabrador goes to the next weapon, which is the multicolored bubbles, 4 seasons. And then Soyoto's weapon, which is kind of the Ying, uses the Duplicator to evolve into a weapon that looks like a Yin and Yang. And what that weapon does is it attacks above you with some kind of vertical lines. And then when you evolve it, it also does below you as well. So it's a nice to round it out. So anyway, there's the stone mask. We got another mini boss there. Take him out if you want a treasure chest. And so we are using Queen Sigma here. This is the first time we opened up this DLC stage and played it. You can use any character you want to play this. But from now on, we're going to be unlocking a character and then using that character to evolve the weapon that they have. It's a very, very simple string of events. It's, I think, 6, 7 characters. We're just going to go one character, evolve their weapon, next character, evolve their weapon, all in the same level. Of course, this is like all the other standard levels at 30 minutes, unless you put it on endless. I believe the Grim Reaper will show up and take your life. I might even show that here. I think I quit out before we get to 30 minutes though. But the only time you're going to want to play this longer than 15 minutes is the first time, so that you can fight Orochimaru. So what are we doing here? Because I kind of lost my little train of thought here. We're at 9 minutes. Oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, so I am heading down to the bottom left. And I'm going to be doing this for the next 3 runs, because you need to kill 6,000 kappas. Again, they are the lizard humanoid creatures. You see them now coming up from the bottom of the screen. There's only a few of them. They don't come up in a massive amount, but the only place they can really be trusted to show up is here. So here in the bottom right corner of the map, we are about, I'd say, 30 feet away to our left from the gold ring. Or is it the gold earring? I don't remember what it's called. I think we'll just call it the gold ring. So you don't want to get too close to that, because if you do, you're going to spawn the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. That's what I like to call them, since there's 4 of them. Here we are with the Knight Sword about to be fully evolved. Again, DLC weapons, everything after the base game weapons, you need to evolve both the weapon itself and the passive fully. I'm sorry, you need to level the weapon and the passive weapon fully before you can evolve that weapon. So both the Stone Mask and the Knight Sword need to both be at top level. So it should be 8 for the Knight Sword and I believe 5 for the Stone Mask. And then you get the Murimasa. I didn't notice too much of a difference with the Murimasa. I think just the slashes are bigger and maybe there's more of them. And then here we are about 25 minutes in. And of course, I have Queen Sigma's weapon fully leveled and evolved as well, so you're getting a lot of extra flashes and stuff. You can see more Kappas showing up at the bottom. And because we're in one of these kind of Milky Way, takes the whole screen up, you can't even tell. There's so many damage points around the boss, you can't even see it. That's why I decided to show it before this clip. Getting more and more Kappas here. And we got our boss taken care of. So that's another trophy done. And now here at 27:08, I'm going to go ahead and quit out, because there's no sense in playing for another 3 minutes. So we got Miang. We got Orochimaru defeated. We evolved the Night Sword. This is in a weird order. We found the Night Sword, as you can see, and we found the Mount Moonspell map. So that's what you need to do. If you get a good character and you go where I showed you, you should be able to get all 5 of those taken care of in your first run. So I am showing you the bestiary here, and I'm showing you where the Kappa is on the map. I imagine everything under this will also be from the other DLC. There's a lot of enemies in the other DLC. So we already have 4,707, and it's funny, you know, I spent a lot of time in the next 2 runs before I actually finally take out 6,000 of those little guys. Again, getting 6,000 of the Kappas will unlock a character that is a Kappa, Gyati Oni, something like that, and that will give you a character. Yeah, so that character has the Millie Boli Blue, or whatever it is, the kind of bluish bubble weapon. But you can also buy it from the merchant right there as you start Mount Moonspell every single time for 1,000 coins. So here we are playing as Miang, and we have her Spirit Wind weapon. We're going down to the bottom left. What's interesting is when you play as Miang, and I don't think this works for any other character, there are actually 3 Pomerello pickups down here. You can see there's multiple icons there on the map. 3 with this character, but I don't believe any other character will get more than 1 pickup there. So so obviously, like I said, you want to focus on evolving that specific weapon, but any chance you get to get a full arsenal so you can last the 15 minutes, and then it's just rinse and repeat. Evolve the weapon, last 15 minutes, quit out, back in with a new character, evolve their weapon, 15 minutes, get out, so on and so forth. If you notice, that pulled up the Arcana view there, something new that I don't think you could do before. I could be completely wrong, but I can't turn back time, unfortunately, and find out. So there you go. And I think I'm going to exit this pretty soon here. Oh, I kept this in because I wanted to show that attack from the mini boss, but we already talked about that earlier. Grabbing some Terajitsus just so I have some extra revives. And there you go. So if you play the adventure, you know what? This adventure didn't have a stage where you could go in and choose what weapons you unlocked. So I was going to say, you know, if you want to just keep it to just the weapons you need to evolve and remove some of the other weapons so that they don't show up. I don't think you can do that actually with this one. At least not on the adventure. Yeah. So, again, on my account, my first account when I first played it, I don't know why, but I went into the adventure because I thought that was the only way you could play the DLC. And I learned the hard way. So that's why I'm showing you this level. The adventure it uses the exact same map, but it closes off certain sections of it, and it gives you a reason to travel through areas that you're not going to see me travel through here on the guide. Oh, by the way, right below us is the gold ring. Don't go too far down there because you don't want to deal with that character that's going to come after you if you get too close to one of those pickups. But we're heading back over to the Kappa section, and we're just gonna kind of camp out here and wait until we get enough experience that we can evolve our spirit wind to get that taken care of. And then 15 minutes in, we are going to quit out, and we're going to get our little in-game achievements, but also the trophies. And of course, if you noticed already, we've already seen the first 5 achievements. I didn't feel it was necessary to show the trophies pop. This one, I don't think I'm going to be showing any of the trophies actually popping, just because you see everything you need to see, and the game does a better job of explaining what you're unlocking when you get those achievements. So I kind of decided to go with that instead. So there is your evolved Silverwind. I believe the benefit is a little bit better recovery of health. It's multiple things going around you with different colors. Everything's just a little bit bigger. I don't notice too much of a difference there once you have the thing evolved. Some other weapons, they have crazy differences to them. Their evolutions. And here we are 15 minutes in, and I think for a solid minute I didn't realize that I had already passed 15 minutes. I think I was just playing the game and just looking around. Okay, this goes on for another probably 30 seconds, and then we'll round it out and end it there. Oh, I thought maybe I was quitting there. Oh well. Yeah, so you're gonna see, and what I did after this, because I don't get the Kappa achievement yet, I did go back into the BC area, and it was about 5,700. I mean, I killed about 1,000 in this run. But I don't think I captured that. I don't think that's part of the capture. Yeah. But yeah, and then we get it in the next run. Quitting out. And there we go. Survived 15 minutes. We have unlocked Silverwind and evolved the Silverwind, and we've unlocked Menya. Menya is one of the 2 characters that you need to kill 100,000 enemies in one run. But you can certainly hold off on doing that until you've evolved everything else and gotten all the other achievements. So, again, with the capture, you know, when you record something on the PS5 and previously on the PS4, you have the option of capturing a certain amount of time, and because I'm playing these for 15 minutes in game, 15 minutes time, I think, oh yeah, I'll just capture 15 minutes. But I don't process the fact that every weapon, every level up pauses the time. Every time I actually pause the game, it pauses the time. So it's much more than 15 minutes. So I apologize. We are missing the beginning of this and probably most of the rest of these runs. But as we look at the rest of the runs, we're just going to look at the last 15, like the last few moments, and the evolutions and so forth. So this is Menya, which we just unlocked by evolving the Silver Wind, the previous character's weapon, and I don't remember what her name is now. Starts with an M. Anyway, so we have the 4 seasons, and we have the Candelabrador, which is located in the top center area. It's kind of like a mountainous area. Both the Candelabrador and the Duplicator, which you'll need for the next character's weapon, are in there. You can see where it is at the very top of that map. So I didn't need to go up there to grab it. I lucked out and it did roll up in the level up screen. So we have the Candelabrador and we have the 4 season. We're also working with a couple extra. Of course, I love the garlic. Always grab that when I can. And I got the Pomerella, which actually Pomerella is in this building here, if you need one. Guarded by this guy, but this is, of course we didn't. Thank goodness we have revives. And I might be operating with Arcanas here with, I might be, oh, I know I got some revives on deck here. I got 2 extra revives. No, I'm just using X beginning. But anyway, Menya on her own isn't very strong and isn't very healthy. Like, you know, she takes hits pretty hard. But you'll notice things will speed up, I think, here. So this will happen every once in a while. I'm not entirely sure what exactly activates it, but she either is invincible or she takes damage a lot less. But of course we are also evolving, and once you evolve, I don't think this character doesn't do it, but the next one does. Shoyoto does that. Once you evolve the weapon, he turns into another character. Megalo Shoyoto, I believe, is what that's called. But anyway, Menya, so, you know, she went back to normal. When you see her do that kind of blue business, that means she moves faster. She might be invincible because her evolved form, which you will get after you kill 100,000 enemies in a single run with this character, is invincible and does not receive damage, but disappears when the time limit runs out, whatever that means. But we made it through. We evolved her weapon, and we unlocked Shoyoto. And that's all you need to do. So, you know, when you feel like you're up for it, go ahead and play her on Endless and unlock the 100,000 kills. But I save those 2 for the end because may as well unlock all the weapons and have the most power-ups you can before you attempt that. Anyway, so now we have Shoyoto, and we have his Summon Knight. Is that what it's called? Summon something. So this sends kind of parallel damaging lines from the top. It's a little aggravating because you have to constantly be going up to get your experience gems. You're not doing a lot of damage below, so feel free to grab whatever your favorite other weapons are that you can kind of scoop up everything around you without having to constantly climb above to get all of the experience points. The good news is when you evolve this using the Duplicator, and of course the Duplicator only has 2 levels to it, so very quick evolution there as far as the passive item is involved. Once you evolve Sayoto's weapon, it attacks from the top and bottom of the screen and gives you a much more well-rounded attack. So that is how that works. Now, you can't see it. I guess I did go up there and grab it. Or maybe... Oh, no. It's no longer on the map because I already have both levels of the duplicator. But it is in the mountain area above the candelabra door that is located on the map right now. And there is our evolution. The Summon Knight becomes the Echo Knight and attacks from both the top and bottom, as you can see. And now forms a yin and yang in its design. And you'll also notice that Sayoto changed his appearance. I don't know exactly what benefits Sayoto, Megalo Sayoto, or whatever the character is called, brings. We will take a look at that towards the end of the video in case you are curious. And a lot easier to purchase this character once you unlock it. I believe it's only like 20 or 30,000 coins. Menya's evolution, Megalo Menya, is like 220,000 coins. But I have enough to purchase it, and I will be purchasing it in this video. But just so you know, if you have a reason to save some money up, there you go. If you want to buy the Invincible character and use them to do some things in the other DLC or some things in the main game that you are struggling with, then there's your opportunity. So we headed back down to the bottom right, and we have been attacking the Kappas. I didn't show Menya attacking the Kappas. I think we went from 4,700, I believe, is what the bestiary told us before we went in as the first character. So Queen Sigma killed about 4,700, and I think between the first character that we played and Menya, we got about 1,000, but this guy got the rest of them, and we unlocked Bobby Oni. There's your Kappa kills. And we unlocked the Summon Knight as a weapon that will roll up on our level up. Bobby Oni, who has a robe weapon that works like the clock lancet. Again, very standard stuff. You just unlock a character, play that character, evolve their weapon, unlock the weapon. Next. The only difference is with the Millie Boli Blue. It is a weapon that the lizard creature that we just unlocked has, so you could play as that lizard creature, but you don't need to. You can also purchase it from the merchant, as I showed in the beginning of this video. So I'm looking at different arcanas because this is a freezing weapon. So I figured I'd go with a freezing buff. Oh, and we're also going to buy the Millie Boli Blue right now for 1,000 coins. The robe, which sorry, I'm missing the name of it at the moment. But the robe needs the attract orb. And the Millie Boli Blue uses the Spellbinder. The attract orb is a pickup that, I believe that is the pickup that is in the top left corner of the map. I think in the beginning of this video I said that the duplicator was in the top left. It's actually the top middle. So I think the attract orb pickup is in the top left. Mirage robe is what we're working on, and the Millie Boli Blue. So we just need Attract Orb and Spellbinder, which is not a pickup on this map, just so you know. But we do happen to luck out and get both of them to roll up pretty early on. Well, I guess not early enough. Here we are at 11 minutes, and we are working on completing both evolutions. We just got the last Attract Orb that we needed, and we got our Mirage Robe evolution, which is called the J'adore. It says something about the projectiles move and confuse enemies. If you'll notice, there's like copies of her that come out every once in a while. This is a character, this is an enemy that you fight against in Whiteout. So it's kind of neat that they brought it back and gave it a little bit more depth. And here is the Millie Bully Blue evolution. The Boo-Roo Bully. Again, I probably could have left those on the screen a little bit faster so you could read the descriptions and see the names. But feel free to look at them all you want when you play the game yourself. These projectiles can hit multiple targets. So there you go. So we are close enough to 15 minutes. I think yes, I do. I just let this play out for the last minute. Baba Oni, I believe. Again, another character that freezes enemies as her main. And I think the benefit of this character, like the buff that they come with, is they ignore cooldown. Something like that, so you don't have to worry about how long it takes for the next hit. Once you get the Kappa kills trophy unlocked, you know, you can go wherever you want. I didn't really find that there was a perfect location to get the 100,000 kills. I think I kind of meandered around, and when I felt like it was the right place, I just kind of stopped. You know, we'll take a look at those in just a few minutes, because we have one more character that we have to play for 15 minutes. And then we will be all set to wrap up the DLC with 200,000 in a single run enemy kills with 2 different characters. 15:21. I probably should have stopped by now. I think I'm going to as soon as this is over here. Nope, I'm having too much fun. I wanted to get everything evolved, I guess. Looks like I didn't bother with the Grim Fandango. Could have quit out there. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I apologize for the extra time. Oh, that's what it was. I knew I was going to die. So I just said, you know, just let him kill me. Sometimes it's just easier that way. So we unlocked the Mirage Robe as a level up possibility, and we unlocked McCoy Oni for evolving the Mirage Robe. So again, McCoy Oni has a throwable weapon that does not evolve. You can feel free to do the Millie Bully Blue evolution when you play this character if you prefer. Just make sure you put it in at some point, otherwise you're just going to have to replay the level an additional time. So again, no evolution to this, so you don't need to worry about your passives. But you'll want to grab some decent enough other weapons. It did seem like there was a lot more floor chickens and rosaries that were showing up while I was playing this character. So maybe the game, maybe it's one of the buffs that they bring. But I think this character is not necessarily the strongest, or at least doesn't have the strongest base weapon. So I think they give you a couple extra perks, buffs, whatever you want to call them, in order to get through the 15 minutes. But all you got to do is just survive. And we got one more minute here. Looks like we're going to show you the whole minute. If I can stop meandering around the level up screens, we'll let time pass. And then after this, all you have to do is replay as Menya and Soyoto and get 100,000 kills each. Again, I did not ever think about testing this out. My guess is, you know, because of what the achievement tells you to do, you don't necessarily have to play this level to get the 100,000 kills. But since we've just played it so many times, I think you're going to be comfortable knowing what enemies are coming, when they're coming, and where the larger kind of pools of enemies are going to show up. I guess you could, if you really wanted to, you could even start the next DLC and play one of those characters in hopes that you could get 100,000 kills if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't suggest it, to be honest. But again, with the next two things we're going to be looking at, you could possibly pick, you know, an easier level if you find this difficult, like Inlaid Library, or maybe Bat Country, and use that to get your 100,000 kills. I don't know that Bat Country has a larger amount of enemies. I don't know if every bat counts, but I don't know. Maybe that would be easier for you. So feel free to explore other levels with these two characters if you are struggling to get either of these. But I did not struggle whatsoever. The only struggle I had, see, this is what's left here. Defeat 100,000 enemies with a single run with Menya Moonspell, and 100,000 enemies in a single run with Soyoto Moonspell. It says nothing about that it has to be in Mount Moonspell, so go ahead and try it out. So the only struggle I had on my main account before I played this on this secondary account, both Menya's run for 100,000 and Soyoto's, especially Menya's, the game would crash right before I got 100,000 kills. So about 45 minutes each time wasted. I would build up the character and I'd get it to a safe place and get just about the amount of kills I would need, and then the game would crash. So that was certainly not fun, and wasted a couple hours doing that multiple times before I could get the achievement in game, and then of course the trophy. So I am showing you the map. Oh yeah, this is basically, so one of the things that I picked was Hail from the Future, which drops various things. I'm going to show you here the three cards that I have. Hail from the Future, which drops all those great items: candy boxes, armadillos, rosaries, the golden fingers. I first picked the extra revives, Awake, and then I picked Hail from the Future, which gave me a lot of extra weapons to choose from. I eventually, towards the very end, rolled a Candy Box 2 Turbo, which gave me the chance to pick the, I think it's called Precious Moon, the Pentagram Evolution, which you can kind of see it. Again, this is an epileptic's nightmare right here. This is like crazy flashes everywhere and all sorts of stuff. But as you could see, we did get it done. You saw all the weapons and the passives that I had there. Victory Sword and a bunch of other high damage, high DPS weapons there. So Yoto, pretty much the same thing. I am using Hail from the Future again. I'm using Mad Groove, which brings all of the pickups around you in a circle. I did not struggle with the Horsemen of the Apocalypse for that one because I was quite powered up, and I think I only ended up having to kill one of them, but it was a very quick fight. But just be mindful of that so that you don't accidentally grab one of those 4 items, the rings or the right and left red arrows right there. Yeah. But you know, you can certainly grab candy boxes. This one I got a whole 16 of everything here. That's not 16, that is 24. Sorry. 24 inventory right here. And you can see how many times we leveled everything up. But that was it. We defeated 100,000 enemies in a single run and got our Soyoto, I think it's called a Megalo. I think I'm going to go in and show you. Right, so we have Megalomania, cannot be damaged but disappears after reaching the current time limit. 210,000 coins. And Megalo Soyoto gains 1% might every level. And he was not that expensive at all. There is the character we unlocked for killing 6,000 kappas. They do have the Millie Bolly Blue if you need to level that. Then I personally had enough to unlock it. I have not played with it, but feel free, if you can afford it, feel free to enjoy that invincibility. And so that's everything. That's all you had to do. Like I said, unlock the coffin, play as Miang, get her weapon evolved, rinse, repeat for every character, kill 6,000 kappas, and then kill 100,000 enemies with Menya and Soyoto, and you will get 100% of the Legacy of the Moonspell DLC. We're going to take a look at Lake Foscari in the next video. We'll see you there. Hope this helped. Take care.